This is Zain. If you can modify it to make it look better, be faster, and it runs on gasoline, he's usually about it. Today we're going to sit down and learn a little bit more about one of the guys that helps you out with your performance needs.
This is where I have sex with town, my friends.
My name's Zain Butterfield. I work at Integrated Engineering, and I'm just a huge Volkswagen Audi enthusiast.
So first off, what is your job at IE?
So I'm the technical sales lead in my department, which basically means when you send us an email or a phone call and you have a specific question like piston to wall clearance or ring gap or something like that, that ticket's going to come to me so that I can kind of work with you and figure out what your setup is and let you know where you should be at.
Gotcha. So you think you know what you're talking about?
I try.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about like yourself, your kind of car history. Honestly, you can start from like first car.
First car was a 2002 Volkswagen GTI that I got when I was 17. About me, basically, I've been in a car since before I owned a car. My brother had cars, played with those, friends had cars, obviously wrenched on those, and started a car club, and I basically travel, go to car shows, and just work on cars for a living.
So what list all your vehicles that you have now?
My current fleet is a 1990 Mark II GTI with an ABA swap, a Reflex Silver 02 Mark IV GTI, which was my first vehicle, an 04 B6 A4 Avant 18T, an 04 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, a 2010 Harley Davidson Street Glide, a 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan R-Line, and I just sold my B8.5 S5.
Nice. Yeah, we saw your S5 in one of our videos. Actually, a couple of our videos.
Yeah, I did a couple videos on it before I let it go, yep.
That thing boogies. Why did you decide to get rid of it?
I just getting excited about the new development that we're doing on new platforms. I mean, the B9 S4 is going to be a very, very fun car, so I think it's time to jump into another turboed car.
So is that what you're trying to get?
Yeah, the next one's going to be a B9 S4.
Cool, cool. Why not a Porsche?
too soon in life. Need one in like 10 years.
Why were you drawn to like Volkswagen and Audi?
So Volkswagen basically just started because when I was 13 actually, my brother had his license, and the first car he got was a Reflex Silver 2002 Volkswagen Jetta with a 2.0 naturally aspirated motor. We put a sub in it, a cold air intake, and we thought it was the shit. So we just rallied that around, raced it down Stage Street, and just loved it, and it made me fall in love with Volkswagens.
So what cars have you had in the past that you don't have anymore?
Oh man, I've had Mark VI Jetta that I did air ride in a custom trunk setup on. I've had a Volkswagen Tiguan that I put on 22s and air ride. I've had another Mark II before. I've had 3 or 4 other Mark IVs. I've had
a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of random stuff, yeah. Too many things.
So you said that your Mark II has an ABA swap?
Yeah.
What modifications are you planning on next for this car?
So the Mark II is going to be swapped again. I'm over the ABA. I'm going to go with an 07K inline 5-cylinder, and then I'm going to turbo that as well. So I'm obviously going to do IE rods, our intake manifold, valve cover, the vacuum pump delete, and just a bunch of dress up parts, basically shave the bay, and then also get it ready for paint and body as well. I want this one to be like my nice classic car that I do a little restoration on.
Yeah, I was going to ask why haven't you painted it? Because your last job was what?
Yeah, I did paint and body for about 10 years before this job, yeah.
And in 10 years, just couldn't find the time.
When you're a painter, it seems to be you put your stuff very last and you're always working on other things instead.
Yeah, makes sense. What color are you going to paint it? Are you going to keep it red?
Yeah, I'm going to do, absolutely. I'm going to keep it tornado red, factory color. Cool. That's the color I wanted it, the year that I want it, so I just want it to be as basically original exterior-wise as possible.
So we kind of got a good idea of your history. What brought you to IE specifically? Like you said, you were painting.
Yeah, I got done with my painting career just because I was over it. You know, it's one of those things where you just fall out of wanting to do it. And I had a couple friends that worked here, and Integrated's always been one of those companies that I thought was amazing. Always used their product, always had great, you know, a great history with them, with buying products through them. So I figured why not give it a chance, and I love it so far.
Nice, nice. What's kind of like your favorite thing about working at IE? Doesn't even necessarily have to be about like your job, but like what's your favorite thing about coming to work?
Well, my favorite thing about working for IE is that basically at any given time you can walk out into the shop and see something fun happening. I mean, either an S6 on a dyno, hybrid on a Golf R, RS3, getting a new car like our new RS7 we just got in, something like that, or just walking around and talking. I mean, you just get to literally talk car all day long. It's just perfect.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome.
It's
right?
the best job, yeah.
Surrounded by your people.
Exactly.
Type of thing. What's your favorite mod that you've done to any of your cars?
That would probably be the shaved bay that I did in my Mark IV GTI. Took me a long time, a lot of nights, a lot of soldering, a lot of wires. But I mean, it's the most satisfying project I've probably ever done as far as stretching and hiding every single wire, so it just looked super clean, super simple, and it just turned out really, really good. I was really proud of that one.
Shade bays are always kind of next level, man. Like you don't see them a lot. When you do,
it takes
like,
a lot of work, and you really you need to be able to know what you're doing. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't extend because it'll mess with things. So.
Okay, Zane. So, tell me like your favorite car story.
Oh man, my favorite car story would probably have to be back in my car club. Used to go to Woos together every single year. We had a massive group of us, like 30 plus cars or so, and we were all headed down. We were probably 30 minutes out of Salt Lake, if that, and we ended up like blocking off the entire freeway, doing pictures and rollers and stuff, having fun, enjoying ourselves. My one buddy hanging out of the sunroof of a car must have pissed somebody off because they called the police, and the highway patrol basically pulled all 30 of us over at the same time to tell us we were being a nuisance and start handing out tickets.
Yeah. So people don't realize Zane and I have known each other for like 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
The buddy hanging out the window was me. Got us all pulled over. It's a good time though. Got some pictures.
Fun.
Let's see if we can find some footage floating around somewhere. Cause yeah, we had like a lineup of like 30 cars.
Yeah.
All pulled over. Only like a couple of our friends got tickets. Nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. A couple, 3, 4 of us, something like that. Mostly 10, I guess.
No, Woos was a good time.
Yeah.
Hopefully that comes back, Brandon.
Yeah.
Hopefully that comes back. We'll see. So if you had to give any advice to someone just like kind of getting started in cars, whether they're like 16 and getting their first car, or they're just kind of starting to modify cars, what would you give to them in terms of advice?
So my advice would probably basically be take your time, learn how to do this kind of stuff yourself. There's a certain satisfaction that you get actually modding your own car and learning about your car. I mean, if it wasn't for my GTI and working on it myself, I wouldn't have had the last 3 jobs that I've had. It's just learning that stuff and just enjoying it, and you take it to that next level basically. So just do it yourself, and then also get a second car, because that one's going to get out of control and you're going to need something to daily.
Yeah. Like I think that anyone that's like really into cars, that's really started modifying them, you kind of get to that point where you hit a project that can't be done overnight, right?
Yep.
And you need something else. And
Exactly.
you don't want to be borrowing cars, so you just gotta get something else. You might as well get something else.
Yeah.
Might as
At
well.
least one, maybe
At
2.
least, yeah, maybe 2, maybe a motorcycle too. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Either way.
You just get whatever you need. You got to get to work somehow.
Facts.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have any like Instagram or Facebook stuff that if people want to kind of follow along with your builds and just you?
Yeah, I've got a couple different Instagrams. I've got my personal one that I just do my projects on. That's under Totley_DaVinci. Then the one that's underneath my shop that you'll see a lot of the air ride installs, supercharger on a 370Z, bunch of random stuff that I do through my shop. That's at urban_automotive.
Thank you guys for checking out the video. If you want to see more behind the scenes content like this, or have any other suggestions for videos, definitely let us know down in the comments. And remember to visit us at performancebyie.com.